Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I'll be to our lecturer, Miss Basida. So for now, me, Muhammad Azli bin Hamzah with metric number 210503 and my partner, Muhammad Iman bin Abdul Salim 210253 will do a presentation about our topic. So in this presentation, we are going to talk about renewable energy as an alternative to fossil fuels. So basically, we have read and do some research about this topic and we have a great interest on this topic. And now we would like to share our knowledge with all of you. So I will briefly explain what is renewable energy. Renewable energy, in my point of view, is energy that has been derived from Earth's natural resources that are not finite. In other words, we say is unlimited. So move to the next slide. So based on this slide, we have four parts, which is the first part is introduction to fossil fuel. The second part is our first point, which is degradation of land soil. The third part is water pollution, and for the last part, we have conclusion and also suggestion. So for the introduction, what is fossil fuel? So based on my knowledge, fossil fuel is made from decomposed plants and animals. It basically contains carbon and hydrogen, which can be burned for energy. So for another compounds, it maybe have hydrogen and also sulfur and also oxygen. So for example, we have petroleum, coal, natural gas, and also emulsion. In home, they are burned to produce heat and energy for daily uses. So move to our first main point, which is degradation of land soil. So why fossil fuel lead to great degradation of land soil? My first point is it can lead to too much carbon dioxide release. So my first supporting point, carbon emission will trap heat in the atmosphere and lead to climate change. For example, it will lead to the global warming and also can cause the forest lose its ability to soak up the carbon dioxide, which lead to greenhouse effect. So the second point is fauna will lose their habitat. My first supporting point, as we all know, fossil fuel require a large area for infrastructure. For example, it require waste storage and also pipeline that require a lot of and large area. My second supporting details is land can cover which lead to living wildlife fragmented. So basically, flora and fauna will destroy and it will give various negative impact. So to talk about the second main point, I will pass to my partner, Muhammad Iman.
Thank you, Azri, for your super explanation. Now, moving on for the next point, which is fossil fuel lead to water pollution. This happens when the formation of ocean acidification. How this happens? The carbon emission enters the atmosphere when fossil fuels are burned, effects on the ocean's chemistry. Ocean become more acidic. There are less calcium carbonate for oyster, lobster, and other marine organisms to grow shells. This can have a negative implication for entire food chain. Next, fossil fuel lead to water pollution by oil spill. Fossil fuel extraction, transportation, refining can lead to oil spill that harm communities, wildlife, destroy habitats, and erode shoreline, as you can see example in this slide. Before I end this presentation, let me recap what we have explained. Fossil fuels bring negative effect to the communities and environment as it increase the greenhouse effect, disrupt the flora and fauna population and the diversity and the disrupt food chains and lead all of this lead to the species extinction. In conclusion, fossil fuel can bring negative effect to the communities and environment. What land and water are undeniably is an important source and become necessity for all living things in this world, especially for us as humans. Because of the fossil fuel that lead to the pollution, I can imagine what will happen to our future generation. But I strongly believe that everyone have their role for this issue, which is we can shift to the other renewable energy, for example, biofuel production that have less emission of greenhouse gases, and then the government role, which is there no need for the new fossil fuel extraction, transportation, and infrastructure to be built in order to manage and avoid the access to exploiting this resource. And for us, we have to raise an awareness to apply the T3R method, which is reuse, reduce, and recycle, in order to conserve the plastic usage that produced from the fossil fuel. That's come to end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.